Audionals show, where we are exploring and expanding the boundaries of what's possible for music in Web3. Tonight, just going to play through some on-chain music, some recursive songs that have been created on-chain, and then we're going to have a little listen to Based playing some live tunes in the OB1 Discord server. So let's get started.
Based, based,
B1,
based, based, based,
B1,
based, based, based,
B1,
based, based, based,
B1,
based, based, based,
B1,
based,
B1,
based, based,
Freedom to Transact by Ash Nightstone. The freedom to transact is the freedom to be. It means I don't need your permission to do as I please and just be me. It's a freedom that we should all have, without any conditions we have no say in. There shouldn't be any strings attached or any rhetoric about it being a sin. It's a freedom that allows us all to be equal in a manner that is profoundly meaningful, and for that reason they tell us it's dangerous. They say there's no way for it to be purposeful. When others don't want us to have this freedom, we have to stop and ask why. We have to ultimately see that it's about control, and that their so-called protection is a lie. This is the ultimate freedom, the most significant one. All others are built on top of this, and without this, no other freedoms can be won. Freedom to transact. 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 Freedom to transact.
So there, those are a couple of the couple of examples of the recursive songs that we're making possible with the Audionals platform, allowing you to recursively pull together lots of different elements as you would in a regular digital audio workstation, but elements that all live on chain, allowing us to produce music on chain at a much cheaper level than you would pay for reusing all that audio. If you think about how many songs are made with the same kick drum, how many songs are made with the same snare drum, even the same EQs or the same gates or compressors, the same synthesizers, you know, all of these instruments are used multiple times over to make millions, billions of different songs. So once we have a few of these, a handful, 100, 1,000 of these samples and plugins on chain, now we can really start to produce music that truly is protected by the umbrella that is offered by blockchain and the Merkle tree of rights and creativity and attribution that comes with it. So it's very exciting to be part of all of this. And I've been lucky enough to work with these guys, OB1 team, who are dedicated to getting all of this high quality audio inscribed on chain. They can see what's coming in the future, the advantage to having only a few high quality, high resolution audio files that can then be manipulated by a host of quite comparatively small audio processing files. You know, when you think about the size of a single high resolution kick drum, it could be 100, 200, 300 kilobytes even, and yet what you can then do to that kick drum with just one 3 kilobyte audio processing plugin is insane. And when you think about having chains of these plugins, which is coming, we'll be able to create libraries of music, libraries of audio samples, libraries of kick drum samples from the 1 or 2 kick drum samples, the high resolution kick drum samples that the OB1 team have inscribed. These are the building materials of the future, are these little audio seeds that are being planted by the OB1 team. So you definitely want to go and have a look at what we've been doing there. It's really exciting for me as well. Technologically, it's given me the chance to work out the new way for creating Audional sounds. Obviously, when I started, I was just making them as text files, which was that was just stage 1. Stage 2 was kind of getting them into an more artistic style, because even releasing text is pretty much as boring as it gets. But even when you're inscribing MP3s or WAVs, you just get the sort of very plain, boring old play UI. You know, it's just pretty dull. So the idea of actually working out how to get this audio into an artistic form was kind of the next step for me, and so it's super cool to be doing it now with these guys. This is the OB1 page here. So yeah, working with these guys to be able to produce these works here. We've done 12 so far out of 100 of these. There's some this one's a lovely bass sound. Where are the other ones? This one's the hi-hat, and there's a kick drum and snare. The 808 kick drum is here, 808 snare. So all of these, and these are built in with the Audionals protocol built in behind them. So not only are they the text files, they've also got their own controls built in. So each of them can be set into a loop, as it is here in the marketplace. It will play itself. You can change the tempo. You can change the scheduling. You can change the pitch. So these are kind of artworks that will play themselves. So it's been really fun being able to work this out. With these guys working together to create something super special, super new, something that's never been done before. We're doing this directly on Audionals. These are playing straight from the chain. They'll never stop doing what they're doing right now. They'll always be programmable. So here I am just mixing these straight off the chain. So it's pretty exciting what we're doing here with all this stuff. Anyway, I can have fun. I often get caught up in this stuff and end up wasting loads of time. Stop it, Jim. Okay, yeah, so that's really good fun anyway. So you should go and check this out, because this is the cutting edge. This is the cutting edge of not just what's possible with Ordinals and with crypto, but the cutting edge of what's coming for musicians, for artists. Not just the artists, but for the publishers, for the labels, for the lawyers, for everybody. Everyone's going to start to take notice of this soon, because it's not just fun. If you have an actual production environment and you write songs in this production environment, the protections that comes with it, the guarantees that comes with it, all the stuff you've learned as a musician over the past decades about how to copyright your work, how to attempt to get attribution for what you've done, it's solved. All in one go. All we've got to do, start working in this new environment. So tell your friends, tell your family, get people involved. The Audionals project is supposed to be a community project. We need developers, we need musicians, we need everybody from every aspect of the music industry to come in and take a look and figure out what you can do to further this cause, till we can get to that critical mass and people will start using this. And when they start using it, the development will come. Before you know it, Logic, FL Studio, Splice, they'll all be interacting with the blockchain in this way, either through inscribed platforms or through plugins like mine, feeding blockchain audio directly into their interfaces, allowing people to create Web3 music if they want to. Anyway, time to go across to Based, who I think has been jamming out in his Discord channel. Just going to check if that is, looks like he's playing. So let's come across here. He's in this is the Audional synth he's in there. Got an arpeggiator playing, which is a cool function in the new synth, allowing you to just line up notes and then have them play in time in a perpetual loop. Very small piece of code to inscribe in terms of, the arpeggiator, a few tens of bytes probably to inscribe an awesome bass line that can then be pulled into any other number of on-chain songs at different speeds even. It doesn't have to be, it's very easily integrated. Collaboration is going to be insane in this space. Right, now let's see where his audio is, and then let's have a little listen to Based jamming it out. to 16 of these as well, all playing from the new synth that I'm integrating into the sequencer. to demonstrate quickly here. Let me just mute this for a sec. So just to demonstrate that what he's doing there is obviously playing in the sequencer, and for anyone who, if it's not clear, the sequencer is basically piecing together the sequence of events that is then the instructions that is all that needs to be inscribed to play the song. So I'll load the song that I started the show with in here. You can play with this yourself. You go to audionals.com and load up the sequencer. It loads automatically, I think, and then load the B-based OB1 song, and it'll load it in here. You need to tick continuous play down here, because otherwise it will only play this first 4-bar sequence. You need to allow it to play through multiple sequences to play the full song. But if I play this, you'll see this is the instructions. When I save it, it's around a 20 kilobyte file compared to the audio, which itself would be 50 or 60 megabytes. But instead, because we're just recording the instructions and we're using audio that's already been paid for and inscribed on chain, we can now save massively on that cost by reusing the existing audio in this way.
Based. Based.
B1.
Based. Based. Based.
B1.
Based. Based. Based.
B1.
Based. Based. Based.
B1.
Based. Based.
B1.
Based. Based. Based.
So yeah, that's it. That's all it is. That's all that's sitting behind the inscribed versions of the songs. It's like, instead of mixing down the song at the end of creating it in Logic or FL Studio, we're just inscribing the instructions to replicate it. So it's pretty remarkable in the amount of money that can save, and the amount of benefits that there are to be gained by not just the musician, but the owner of the samples, the owner of the effect units, the reverbs, the synthesizers. All of these people become inherently linked to the DNA of this song, meaning that the performing rights organizations of the future need to do nothing other than click a button to get the truth, the source of truth for what is happening when you're listening to this song, because it's programmatically generated every time you listen to it. So those instructions are absolute, rock solid truth about every aspect of what you hear when you play that song. So this is just the beginning of creating that framework, and we need musicians, we need developers, we need people to start building in order for it to start being used, for them to start seeing the benefits, and then for the real world entities such as the performing rights organizations around the world to start taking notice and to start utilizing this tool, which they have been missing in their operation since the start of time. This is exactly what is needed to reshape, remodel the music industry, royalties and rights, payments, processes, contracts, legalities. All of this can be reshaped by adopting working practices that revolve around using a framework such as this, which guarantees that you can always see exactly who did what and when and where and how, and most importantly, the Bitcoin address associated with that work, with that audio or that composition or that EQ, that synthesizer riff, that arpeggiated bass riff. Who wrote it? It's in their wallet. So if we're going to pay royalties to that person, we know exactly where that comes from, because every single time the song is played, it accesses that wallet and it plays that tune. So we know exactly who we have to pay for what. There's no arguing. There's nothing about which voice is loudest, whose label has the best lawyer. It's there in black and white on the blockchain. No arguments needed. So let's just go back and see if Based is still jamming out there. Is he? No, it looks like he's stopped now. I was going to see if I've got anything of my own saved to have a little play with. What's this one? This might be playing with the new synth. I broke it. Anyway, that was fun. Yeah, there is a lot coming up on the sequencer. You saw there that I was opening these other synths. You can have lots of these synths running simultaneously. they can be triggered from within the, I think I have created, let me have a look, I think I created a synth template. Let's have a look. Yeah. So I think you can load lots of synths together, and then you can trigger them in here, which gets them all nice and in time with each other. What I was doing there was triggering them manually, which isn't ideal, because you have to then get your timing perfectly in time. But let's see what's, oh, some of these might not have anything on them. That does. That's the one we just recorded, wasn't it? What's this? That's missing a note. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun once I've got a few of those bugs ironed out. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for today. I've got lots more to talk about. I think hopefully next week I'll get based on the show, because we got some super exciting stuff to talk about that's coming up on the OB1s. There's going to be some song releases coming up. There's going to be royalty mechanisms being tested and paid. There's going to be some very interesting samples, new samples arriving in the collection. One in particular that I really hope is going to make some noise in the real world for all the right reasons. We're going to do something really special with a very special piece of audio that I don't think anyone in the world would not recognize this piece of audio. And we're going to try to set an example for what is possible and how things can work in the future when samples are stored on-chain, owned and reused in an on-chain environment, and what benefits that offers to everybody in terms of checking sample usage as well as checking the authenticity of any audio that you're being provided. Is this sample being played from the rightful sample holder's own sample, or are you using a copycat? All of this sort of stuff. So stay tuned for that. Do I have any other music to play? I did do a little jam on the synth a little while ago. Could finish up with that. Let me have a look if that is a thing. Is it? No, it's not loading. Did we have any other ones? I'm sure I had linked them in here, but they don't seem to be working. Oh, maybe I need to fade them into the mix. Yeah, here we go. Have a little listen to this.